how are you today? This is Pastor Peter Christian Hessing, and welcome again to another one of our interesting programs here on anti-nuclear boomerangs, cutting nukes, shredding nuclear missiles, and boomerang them back and disarming them so we can have peace, nuclear disarmament, and save the world from nuclear destruction and nuclear warfare. Now, this is your Pastor Peter Christian Hessing. I hope that you are having a great day, and again that you're seeking God dear, and God is blessing you. I know a lot of people are having tough times. Some people are unemployed, some people are sick, some people are homeless, and it's winter time, and we really need to reach out to those people that we can help. People who are unemployed, people who are sick, and people who are homeless in many of our major cities, in New York, in Philadelphia, in Boston, in Washington D.C., in Baltimore, in Ohio, in Cleveland, in Illinois, Chicago, there in Arizona, Tucson, Phoenix, Los Angeles, San Francisco. There are a lot of homeless people out there, Miami, Florida, Texas, through this winter time, and we have to pray. I do pray that our new president, Donald Trump, will have a program to help the homeless. There are thousands of homes that across the country that needed to be fixed up. There are thousands of houses that the government owns that need repair, that the government and Mr. Trump could repair and provide low-income housing for the homeless. So this is something that I have been saying that Mr. Trump should do. He should actually have a national job program across the country, rather than trying to build a blank concrete wall on the Mexican border that is just going to be a graffiti wall. He should really have a national job program in all the 50 states that would provide jobs for all Americans. A blank concrete graffiti wall on the Mexican border is not going to provide jobs for all Americans. It's not going to provide permanent jobs. And what has really happened is a tragedy that blank concrete wall that he has proposed has bankrupted all of the farmers and ranchers and homeowners on the border and also on the Mexican side. I live on the border. I live on the border in Arizona. It has bankrupted them now. In 1 week of his presidency, here is Mr. Trump trying to build that blank concrete wall, because what really happens is that the land values now are going to go down, and some of the Republican senators in the Senate are saying that they can't support it, because in one of the districts of one of the Republican congressmen in Texas that has about 800 to 1,000 miles, a lot of the land is contiguous. What the farmers and ranchers and homeowners own is contiguous land that runs straight from America into Mexico. If you block that off, then they can't access their land. The land values are going to go down, and they're going to be basically bankrupt. You also have to realize that a lot of these ranchers and farmers on the border, they're ranchers. They have thousands of cows and cattle that go back and forth across the border. You know, there's agricultural farms that are contiguous across the border. If you block that off, then those ranchers can't move their cattle. They can't farm, because you're putting up a concrete wall there that prevents them from farming. So it's a very bad idea. I believe you should secure the border, but you really need to keep that transparent fence that covers about 1,000 miles. About 1,000 miles of the border is already secured with a 3-layer metal fence that is transparent, so you can see on both sides. This way you stop the drug trafficking. But Mr. Trump has to sit and listen, and he refuses to listen to reason. He has become obsessed with this blank concrete wall that is a waste of money. You can put up solar panels, wind turbines, and you got to tell that to Mr. Ryan and the congressman that this blank concrete wall that they're trying to get $15 billion to build is a waste of money, and it is bankrupt now all the farmers, the ranchers, and homeowners on both the American side and the Mexican side, and now he's nearly at war with Mexico. And that is why the Mexican president had refused to meet with him, because it's a crazy idea. I regret to say this, and because I always liked Donald Trump. I grew up with Donald in New York. I lived in New York over 25 years. I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm a bicentennial American citizen. I became a citizen on July 4th of 1976, 200 years of the American Revolution independence. They regard us as bicentennial Americans. And I grew up with Donald in New York. And I always liked him. I respect him as a family. And I'm not trying to ridicule Donald. I'm not trying to criticize him. But he has to listen to reason. He has to try to be rational. And I think, and I regret to say this, and I'm sorry to say this. As I say, I grew up with him. I went to Baruch College. I was at New York University. I studied in a lot of different schools. I got a degree in electrical engineering. And I was lucky to get into Harvard University, where I'm still trying to get my master's degree. I even took PhD doctoral courses at the graduate school. And I worked in New York. We worked with teleprompter cable television. Teleprompter invented cable television. This was long before you had CNN and Fox and all these other Time Warner. Teleprompter was inventor of cable television. They were the company that invented it, and we worked with them. Worked also as a social worker, helping the homeless people. And you really need to have a homeless program. But as I say, I am sorry to say this about Mr. Trump and our President Trump. I respect him as a president. And I pray that he succeeds. But he has to learn and understand that he has to have self-control. What is really happening is that he is overdosing himself on his adrenaline. He is pumping too much adrenaline. And he has to have, he's the president, he has to have self-control. He's talking and he's just pumping up himself with this adrenaline. And he has to know how to control his adrenaline. And I regret to say this, but he has become an adrenaline drug addict. And he's drugging now Ryan and all the congressmen, Republican congressmen in the Senate and in the Congress with this segregationist adrenaline. That he's going to blow up war and he's going to stop the Mexicans and he's going to stop all these people from coming. It's good that you want to secure the border and stop the drug dealers and terrorists. I support that. But you have to do it in a rational way. But what I'm saying, he has to have self-control and not just pump and jam on his adrenaline. If you talk to professional doctors and psychologists, they will tell you that you have to have self-control. You know when you are pumping too much adrenaline, when you're overdosing. He's giving a speech, he starts waving his hands, and then he's pumping his adrenaline, and then he starts clenching his fist. He has pumped up all his adrenaline, and he's pumping his fist, shaking his fist, and then he's declaring war on the media. Donald has to learn self-control, and I say this in respect to him. He has to learn to control his adrenaline. He's going to travel to all these countries, meet with all these world leaders. Millions of people are going to come to see him, and they're going to come to see what type of person he is. They may come and look at him and say, my God, this guy is crazy. He's a madman. He has to have self-control and be calm, not just jam on his adrenaline like that. He has to know how to control his adrenaline, not just pump his adrenaline like that over and over again. This is something that he has to learn as a leader. He's not a candidate anymore. When you're a candidate, you can say anything out there. When you're a candidate, you can say anything. When you become a president, then you have to be a leader. You got to be calm. He's a world leader now, and he has to be calm. Not just, he has become what you call an adrenaline addict, where he has overdosed on in adrenaline. He has to learn that he just don't use these segregationist ideas to pump up all his adrenaline. And he has probably doped up a lot of the Republican congressmen with it. It has gone all the way down into the schools with the children now, with the segregationist idea of, well, he can build a wall, he can wall everybody out. Now he wants to declare a war on the media. Now he's nearly at war with Mexico. I mean, you can't force them to. You're trying to force them to pay for something. that they don't want to pay for. He wants to put taxes on them on the trade here. Mexico is our second or third largest trading partner. The Mexican trade, our exports to Mexico in 2015 was probably nearly $300 billion, nearly $267 billion or $300 billion. That millions of jobs for us. Why ruin one of our largest markets for our products? So Donald, he has to sit down and listen to reason. Secure the border, but you can put up wind turbines, solar panels, keep the transparent fence so you don't have the drug dealers. You got to listen that you're going to bankrupt the farmers and ranchers and homeowners down there. So I hope he will listen to reason. And I like Donald. I've always liked him. But I'm saying this for his own good. He has to learn that he has to have self-control. He has to detox himself. He's not a candidate out there hollering and screaming anymore. He's not the president. He has to calm down. Learn to calm himself down and be calm and be rational. Don't just jam on his adrenaline, but use all these segregation, inflammatory ideas to inflame people. And you know, he has been inflamed up the entire country with these segregationist ideas. Be rational. Be rational and try to be calm. You know, so he has to learn. He needs to sit down with his doctors and his psychologists and have some anger management. You know, it's very important. You know, you're dealing with nuclear weapons. We need to have a peace with the Russians and the Chinese. Make a peace agreement with Putin and Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un and say, okay, let us have peace. We're gonna have peace. We're gonna start a new era. It's a new generation, a new time. Let's turn over a new leaf and let us make peace. You have to have some reduction in nuclear weapons. You have to ban the destructive power of nuclear weapons. You have to ban the amount of megatons and kilotons that they put in nuclear weapons, because if you don't do that, they're going to build more and more weapons, and one day they're going to build one bomb that can wipe out an entire continent, one bomb that can destroy the entire world. So he and Putin and all of the countries get the International Atomic Agency together and have a 24/7 safety mechanism to prevent the use of nuclear weapons, and have a treaty that whether you're going to reduce 5% or 10% of the nuclear weapons, and also the operational nuclear weapons, you have to do that. These are things that you have to do, and he has to save the environment. He has to save the environment. As to poison every human being in 4 to 8 years. So these are things that he has to do. We can get rid of nuclear weapons, as I told you. We have designed and applied for patents on an expanding anti-nuclear system that can receive nuclear missiles, cut them off, and send them back. We have technology now that we can use to use power saws and power drills, cut off the engines of these nuclear missiles, and boomerang them back. And all the countries now should start building this type of system so we can get rid of nuclear weapons. If you have a company or are interested in building my anti-nuclear power saw missile cutting boomerang drone, we can build it as a drone. You can contact me, Peter Hessing, at outlook.com, or give me a call at 520-220-6994. I want to read you one of my psalms here, my favorite psalm, Psalm 103, and it says here, "Bless Jehovah, my God, O my soul, even everything within me, his holy name. Bless Jehovah, O my soul, and do not forget all his doings. Him who is forgiving all your error, who is healing all of your maladies, who is reclaiming your life from the very pit, who is crowning you with loving kindness and mercies, who is satisfying you lifetime with what is good. Your youth keeps renewing itself just like an eagle. Jehovah is giving acts of righteousness and his judicial decisions for all those who have been defrauded. He made his ways known to Moses, his dealings even to the sons of Israel. Jehovah is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abundant in loving kindness." So let's give your hearts and lives to God and Jesus. Peace and love. This is Pastor Peter Christian Hessing. Please remember to look for my book coming out, 24/7 Safety Inspection Treaty to save the world from nuclear war and global warming, the nuclear missile boomerang, the anti-nuclear missile boomerang power saw age. And I have some music that you can get. We have 2 CDs coming out, President of Reggae Rap, Hip Hop, Country, Peace, and also Gospel Peace, and also Miss America Hearts. We have The Last Wedding. We have Graffiti, Don't Build a Graffiti Wall there, Reggae Cowboy. We have a lot of great music coming. Peace and love, super peace. Give your hearts and life. Thank you. This is Pastor Peter Christian Hessing there. Thank you. Get me on YouTube and other than this, we're on Facebook, Twitter also. We have some music on Amazon. You can get them on Tidal also. Peace and love. Thank you.